Fusion of the tongues. This illustration shows disagreement among many Republicans who were working together to construct a tower labeled Republican Harmony. They have broken off into small factions clustered around building blocks labeled Progressivism, with the Republican elephant sitting against it sniffing smelling salts. Radicalism, over which Muncie and Woodruff are engaged in a discussion. Conservatism, on which President Taft sits gesturing towards La Follette, who is standing on his head, and Pinchot trying to make a point to Barnes, who is facing a diminutive Job Hedges. Stand-patism, around which Cummins, Cannon, Sherman, Penrose, and Root are involved in a heated discussion, and meism, upon which Theodore Roosevelt is jumping up and down and gesturing wildly. Others present are Dixon, W.B. Mckinley, who appear about to come to blows, as are Perkins and Garfield. Lorimer, wearing a bandage labeled Vindication, addresses Lodge, and Governor Stubbs. Honor to McKinley. Print shows Joseph Pulitzer and a monkey, possibly meant to represent William R. Hearst, as editors of yellow journalism newspapers wrapped up in their papers with outrageous headlines calling for a declaration of war, while President McKinley calmly reads a paper that states, quote, "The people of the United States have full confidence in your patriotism, integrity, and bravery. They know you will act justly and wisely, decent press." Ready for duty. Print shows Puck holding suitcase with sword, standing before President William McKinley, offering his services. McKinley is sitting in a chair, holding a quill pen and papers. Behind him, hanging on the wall, is a sword labeled War. The Yellow Pest. Print shows President William McKinley sitting at a desk, holding a large paper that shows President McKinley's war policy. Joseph Pulitzer, leaning through an open window, carrying sheets of paper labeled Yellow Journal War Plans, is poking his nose into the back of McKinley's plans of campaign. The old story. The print shows Puck talking to President McKinley as a shiftless tenant, sitting in a rocking chair while the roof labeled "Bad Currency System" on his house deteriorates, creating a large hole. Puck to the president. You couldn't mend that roof when it was raining. Why not mend it now? What's the use of mending it now? The sun is shining. Bimetallism. President McKinley's bimetallic commission has started for home. Print shows Edward O. Woolcock flying toward the White House after getting booted home from England on the foot of Lord Salisbury. Woolcock was the chairman of President McKinley's Commission on Bimetallism. Taking a break. Print shows President McKinley taking a break to smoke a cigar while a wax figure sits at his desk to suggest that he is hard at work reviewing applications from office seekers who are clamoring in the background, hoping to get an audience with the president. The road to prosperity. Print shows President McKinley riding on the back of a large tortoise labeled Congress, its body bound with ribbons labeled "Demands of Populists," "Concessions," "Demands East, West, North, and South," "Demands of Silverites," and "Demands of Monopolists." McKinley is holding a whip labeled "Administration." Slow progress is being made on the road to prosperity. Another delay. Print shows President McKinley addressing an audience from a stage in a theater. Behind the curtain, an overturned hat labeled Aldrich lies on the stage next to a man holding papers labeled Committee on Finance, kneeling before another man who is about to strike him with a club labeled Demands of Western Senators. Two other members of the cast are engaged in a fistfight. The rocket to prosperity. Print shows President McKinley attempting to light the fuse to a fireworks rocket labeled Prosperity using McKinley administration matches during a rainstorm beneath dark clouds labeled Tariff for Trust. Thanksgiving. Print shows Mark Hanna about to carve a large turkey labeled Presidency, resting on a gold platter labeled Sound Money Vote, while newly elected President William McKinley sits at the head of the table looking heavenward. McKinley's Valentines. Print shows President McKinley holding a large cornucopia-emitting rays labeled Prosperity, while around him are vignettes showing people from all walks of life: doctors, cabbies, clubmen, real estate agents, actors, nobility seeking rich American wives, tramps, children, and old maids, even the hungry heathen, all with Valentine wishes for McKinley and the hope of prosperity for themselves. McKinley's Valentines from his expectant and hopeful fellow citizens. At the club. The times have been hard and we felt it sore, and some of us didn't pull through. But we count on you to put us once more on our feet. Now see that you do. At the woodyard. At present we must sever wood, our daily feed to earn. Just hurry up that blamed good time when we such jobs can spurn. The real estate agent. In damp and dismal Lonelyville, where lurks the dread malaria, I dream of all the lots I'll sell and almost have hysteria. The cabbie. I'm waiting, Mac, expectantly for your inauguration, and occupy my idle time in pleasant meditation. If business booms, I'll be the flower of courtliest urbanity. If not, you'll hear me mention you in terms of rank profanity. The doctor. Say, William, I depend upon your new administration to send me droves of patients for a daily consultation. You've got to boom the market in the chills and fever line, so get to work at once if you would heed my Valentine. Ye ancient maids. Fond hope revives and lifts its head in our antique hearts where hope seemed dead. For who can tell what men will dare when times are good and prospects fair? The actor's hope. If you are the man they say you are, you will see that I promptly get an angel bright who will let me star in Lady Macbeth and Juliet. The kids. Oh, we are certain there will be a big wave of prosperity with loads of popcorn, nuts, and cakes to feed the elephants and the snakes. The hungry heathen. We far-off heathen, hapless wights, clad chiefly in our appetites, expect through you a fresh relay of missionaries come to stay. A well-filled ship we hope to greet. Come, hurry up. We're out of meat.